exposing the abundance in Yellowstone. By mid-century, the park was overflowing with elk, but abundance had a cost. In the 1940s and 50s, wolves were essentially gone from Yellowstone. Without them, elk, Cervus canadensis, ballooned in number. Meadows were trampled and browse bare. Riverbanks were trampled and browse bare. Willows were reduced to stumps and ghosts. Aspens were reduced to stumps and ghosts. Beavers, the engineers of water and wetland, declined. Their wood supply and habitat vanished. The result was a landscape crowded with life yet strangely empty, a kind of desolate abundance. Rivers ran straighter, banks eroded, the park's mosaic of habitats began to collapse. This is a story of imbalance. Too many grazers, too few predators, and a wilderness losing its resilience. Yellowstone would later recover when predators returned. Mid-century shows how fragile an ecosystem can become when one thread is cut.
Why do 41% of Americans say restoring apex predators is vital? In 1995, a bold step in Yellowstone proved one species can reshape a whole ecosystem. That return still echoes today. In the dead of winter, under wide gray skies, biologists drove across frozen roads carrying a fragile hope. Inside those crates were wolves, careful, curious, cautious, pulled from distant ranges and brought home. When the latches released and fur met snow, it wasn't just animals stepping out. It was a long-lost balance beginning to mend. For years wolves had been gone. Rivers, elk, willows had all shifted without them. Their return nudged elk behavior. Willow began to recover. Aspen began to recover. Birds found new life. Beavers found new life. It was tense, uncertain whether people and predators could coexist. But momentous, nature's wiring rewired itself. January 1995. The return. Listen, for every howl is a promise that ecosystems can heal. What's something people don't know about trophic cascades? Predators can remake landscapes. And the story begins with wolves. Imagine a herd of elk grazing the valley non-stop. Then wolves return and start hunting. Elk stop lingering in low, lush riverbanks. With fewer mouths grazing there, young aspen get a chance to grow tall again. Young willow get a chance to grow tall again. Those trees stabilize the banks. Those trees shade the water. Those trees create sheltered spots. Beavers notice the new wood and return. They build dams that slow the water. They create ponds. They boost biodiversity. More fish follow. More birds follow. More amphibians follow. It ripples through the whole ecosystem, reshaping rivers, reshaping forests, reshaping life itself. That chain reaction is called a trophic cascade. Predators driving big ecological change. Small action at the top, huge impact below. Nature is more connected and more resilient than we often think. We planted trees, and nature did the rest. Look at these banks, deep roots, strong soil, steady water. What was once eroding is now meandering like it's meant to be. Songbirds are everywhere, warblers, finches, sparrows. Beavers moved in next, engineering ponds that slow the flow. Make room for wetlands. With cleaner water and new habitat, even bison returned, grazing the floodplain and shaping the landscape with each step. This isn't a single fix, it's a cascade. Trees stabilize banks. Wetlands store water. Wildlife rebuilds the web. In one season, we saw species rebound. The river rejoin its course. An ecosystem find balance. And as the sun lifts over the ridge, a wolf pack answers the dawn. Proud, whole, belonging. Text overlay, nature heals. Proof of restoration, real. Measurable, magnificent.